What's going on, Fortnite fans? My name's luke-thenotable, and in this video we're gonna be playing 20 games of Fortnite with some professionals. Yes, you heard me right, real-life Fortnite pros. You're about to see some absolutely insane gameplay from some of the best Fortnite players in the scene right now. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. This is game number 1, and I played some duos with Optic Baldy. We dropped into Paradise Palms, which was my idea. We both dropped to some mountains, farmed what was on top, and then caught rifts back into Paradise. I dropped directly on top of the hotel because I saw the chest there wasn't looted. But there was already a player sitting there, waiting to kill me. It's okay, Dad'll get him for me. I'm not gonna lie, dying was probably the best thing that could have happened to me. It means you guys get to watch more pro gameplay. Baldy, he doesn't miss builds, he always gets those kills. You gotta know I asked him what his general strategy was, and essentially it just boiled down to he tries to kill as many people as physically possible. He figures he can take down most of the enemies he's gonna fight in most Fortnite games, and it's one of the most efficient ways to get loot. I mean, look at him, it's the second full team he has entirely killed. This man cannot be stopped. He's only on 27 health. Like the death of me, his only other teammate, didn't seem to faze him at all. He's got this. Like he'll see two guys across the map, totally not even in his business. He could totally let him live, but he kills him anyway. But in the end, he ran out of materials in the final circle. His shotgun didn't do a ton of damage, and he died. Not bad for not having a teammate literally the entire game. Maybe I'll help him a little more in game 2. Nope, Baldy ended up killing the squad that killed me, and another squad, just for good measure. He just knows what to do. He's the man with the plan. Here, he's got two different players, both on the same team with SMGs on either side. All I know is that if I was in this situation, I'd be dead in about 4 seconds. But Baldy, he extends his life by so long with tons of different plays. And sure, in the end he ends up dying, but he goes out like a true professional. Game 3, we dropped into Wailing Woods. This place is pretty awesome to come through since the recent updates. We wandered on down to Tomato Temple, and I was actually able to help with a couple kills. He also showed me a secret little chest spawn. Up to 2 chests can spawn in this little cave. We found a porta fortress that was trapped up like crazy, but it also had a ton of loot. Look at all of it! We killed so many people in this game. Well, okay, Baldy killed people. I more watched. But in the end, the final shot came from luke-thenotable. Not a bad win, especially with the default skins on. The feds showed up at Baldy's house because of all the people we killed. So I played some games with Optic Gunfly. We dropped Tilted because where else would these crazy men want to go? Of course, we got a ton of kills, and I helped. In this game, I was able to get 3 kills before being sniped in the back. It's alright, I'm useless. From the comfort of the grave, I was able to watch Optic Gunfly destroy this man's entire career without even taking any damage. Game 5, we dropped into Tilted Towers again, because why not? Of course we made it out of Tilted okay, I have a pro on my team. I don't normally play this hyper-aggressive, sometimes it can be hard to keep up. Gunfly went from killing to killing again. If you can get over the stress of it, this kind of playstyle is pretty fun. Though of course, it's very risky. That's fine, I'm gonna go to the ground where I belong. Oh, Gunfly, no, not the defaults, they don't even, no, stop, dude, no, it's too much. Again, my death meant nothing. Didn't slow him down at all. He got that win easily. For the first time ever in game 6, Gunfly went down. Hey, look at that, I'm useful. I was even able to defend us with a rocket that probably should have killed me. I got a pretty nice kill on this gingerbread man with a single pump shot for 192. But then his teammate grappled up and also killed me. Gunfly was able to kill my attackers and a couple of other players pretty easily. We were in Salty Springs and it was getting real salty. People were looking for blood. And despite all the people he killed, Gunfly couldn't find any healing items, and eventually died. Game 7, we dropped into Paradise Palms, and the only problems we ran into were these 2 defaults. Optic Gunfly made sure that they didn't last too long. Nothing too interesting happened until we made it down to Salty Springs. Of course, we were here to look for more people to kill, but unfortunately, a default got me. He was hiding in a house. As you can probably tell, Gunfly had a pretty hard time killing those guys. Just kidding, it was easy. There was quite a lot of fighting as he ran into Dusty Divot. The storm was also close as well. This didn't make things easy for him. And in the absolute chaos of Dusty Divot, he went down. But not without a fight. Game 8, we dropped into Wailing Woods and had to run super far to the safe circle. Even with glider redeploy, it was a far walk. Of course, when you're running towards the new safe circle, it's always going to get a little dangerous. And when the storm overtook us, I told Gunfly to leave me behind. We still aren't exactly sure how this man was able to get inside of his 1x1, but he did. Game 9, we dropped into Salty Springs and were able to get some pretty easy kills. Gunfly killed an innocent soul just trying to complete his weekly challenges. And rightfully, karma got him. Despite his war crimes, I tried to do my best to save him, but I wasn't able to. Now that useless pro on my team was dead, I was able to play this game my way, conservatively. Hey, I actually had a chance. It was a simple 1v1 in the final circle. I had quite a lot of materials, mostly from the men Gunfly killed, and using those, I was able to get the victory. Game 10, we dropped into Tilted Towers. We knew this was going to be the last one before we changed up the format. If I'm being honest, even for dropping Tilted, it was a fairly quiet game. And yeah, We won! It wasn't hard. So far you've seen duo gameplay with Optic Baldy and Optic Gunfly, but what if I had a full squad of pros? Well, that's exactly what we do for games 11 through 20. Optic Baldy, Gunfly, and Mars all joined me in an absolute slaughter in Fortnite public matches. Guys, like, you don't even understand how useless I was. The entire game was basically me just running behind these guys, picking up the loot from people they killed. I mean, the other team knew what was gonna happen. You see 4 matching soccer skins, you know it's gonna be a bad time. And in our first warm-up game, our squad amassed 19 kills and won the game easily. Game 12, we forgot to take off the soccer skins or change the number, but it's fine. We still look good and intimidating. We dropped Salty Springs, and despite my experience, I still died. That's okay, this competition is nothing for the pros. Most of them just hid, and not well. What's interesting is that full squads of pros don't normally play together. Most competitive tournaments in Fortnite are played in either solo or duos, so there's no real point in practicing squads. So don't worry, this much carnage probably isn't gonna come to a location near you. Check out this little tip with the hand cannon they taught me. It's a great way to take down any wooden wall instantly, then switch to another weapon and kill the player. In the end, Gunfly died, but we still had Mars and Baldy, and either one of them could have easily won this game on their own. The final player knew he had no chance. He surrendered himself to the absolute gods of Fortnite. In game 13, I downed this man wearing the Green Bay Packers skin. I then had my goons beat him to death. The final circle was closing in around Tilted Towers, which for once was good news. I probably should have killed myself so you guys could see some actual footage of this win. I wasn't involved at all. Game 14, I learned I'm better as bait or a distraction. Draw out the enemies and let the big boys kill them. Oh, and we won that one too. Yeah. Easy. Game 15, we went to Salty Springs again, and I'll spare you the details, but I ended up on the floor. It's just one of those games where there's about 1,000 people dropping in and there's 7 guns for all of them. It's chaos, and not even the Optic Gaming Pro team lived this time. Sometimes that's the crazy thing about Fortnite. No matter how good you get, sometimes you're just dealt a bad hand. But what separates good players is the ability to survive even with a bad hand, and the pros can do that perfectly. Game 16, we conquered Retail Row, and it was the first time that I had the most kills. Useless! We made it down to Salty Springs and found the breeding grounds for the local default population. It's okay, a couple of gas grenades will take care of that. These players ended up being a little more elusive than we thought, and this basement is surprisingly fairly large. So we just ran in with shotguns. While feasting on the default eggs, we were attacked from above. We made it out, but as you can tell, Salty Springs reached new levels of salt. I dropped my contact lens, and then Mom found out. Game 17 was absolutely insane. Optic Baldy clutched the squad win, but I wasn't recording, so this is all we have. Sorry. We found out later that we matched into a scrimmage lobby on total accident. That would explain the 20 plus spectators. Game 18, we dropped back into Salty Springs. It's the perfect place for these murderous degenerates. I'm basically the dedicated medic. While fighting this skull trooper, I got a clinger stuck to my foot, and I didn't make it. But thankfully, the game was almost over. It was Mars and Gunfly against this little default. What did you think was gonna happen? Alright, game 19, I guess we're going back to Salty Springs again. I was able to get 1 kill on this NFL skin, but then was also soon after killed myself. Somehow I survived, but then the crazy pros wanted to push Tilted Towers outside the safe circle. I told you they're bloodthirsty. As you can probably imagine, Tilted Towers got quite crazy, and our squad didn't make it. Game 20 didn't start out very well. Knocked my way into the long barn outside Fatal Fields, and didn't find any loot. Gunfly and Mars didn't make it, but I still had Baldy. We played exceptionally well, and were able to make it out of Fatal Fields with a couple kills. We rotated north to Salty Springs and took down another team fairly easily. Okay, maybe it wasn't that easy for me, but Baldy had it. Guys, I got a great plan when you're down 2 squad mates. Push directly into Tilted Towers. It's gonna work every time, assuming you have a professional Fortnite player on your team. I didn't get any kills, but Baldy did. As the circle got smaller, we made it to Leaky Lake, and Baldy got downed. This skull trooper knew I was alone, and the frame lags a bit, but I killed him. However, soon after his friend showed up, and I only had 14 health. Those games were incredibly fun, and I want to thank Baldy, Gunfly, and Mars for playing them with me. If you want to see more Fortnite carnage or just want to see what they're up to, check out their social links in the description. But now it's time for some statistics. Just how well did I play with a team full of pros? Remember, we played 20 games in total, and of those 20 games, we won 10. That's a 50% win rate, and keep in mind, we were dropping hot areas to try to get a ton of kills. I guarantee you, if we played more conservatively, we would have won every single game. Even with dropping all those hot locations, our average place was 2.8. That means on average, we're coming in like 2nd or 3rd place. All in all, it was very cool to see these pros play, and it was awesome to get a full squad as well. Remember, that doesn't ever really happen. If you guys want to see some more hot pro gameplay, let me know. I got these killers on speed dial. But that is it for the video. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel, especially if this is the first time you're ever seeing me. I make tons of awesome Fortnite content weekly. Seriously, it's free. Hit that subscribe button. You get updates whenever I upload. But as always, thank you all you all for watching. I want you all to please stay notable, and I will see you in the next video.